So let me repeat the thing that I did the last time. Let me create a database. Let me create a new database, and let me name it as assignment. Okay, ISMT assignment database. Let me put it ISMT assignment. ISMT assignment database. So I hope many of you should be clear with this. Is there anyone in this class who has a doubt on this point? Would think that you have a doubt with the database from section A particularly? So let me know. Let me stop in the point if you have a doubt. Okay? Yeah, you can just chat. Don't speak. Okay, you can just write in the chat box if you can. Just write in the chat box whatever the problems you have. Okay, okay. So let me just again give me 1 minute. So let me just remove this. Just 1 second. Okay. So can you hear me now properly? Yes, Pusa, you can hear me? Yes, great, great. So I'm just starting with the database again, okay? And I'm going to teach you how to create a database and then how to create a table, how to make some insert operation in the table, okay? And and an option, I'm coming back to your question, the question that you asked last time, like how to create a database with a not null and a unique field. So I'm coming to that as well. So let me again start my database part, and I'm going to start from the scratch, like creating a new database, and then okay, no, I think I already created it. So, and I'm the one who forgets the most. You have to keep reminding me what was the database I created. Student database section B report. I don't know what database I created. Can you just remind me what database I created just now? Okay, so let me create it again. Right click on the database, new database, and now let me create any database. For example, let me create, I think I was here. Let me close this first. Okay, I'm going to put, okay, I was about to create ISMT assignment database. Okay, this was the database I was trying to create, and here you see a lot of options, but don't focus on all of the options. Now simply click OK. Once you do that, you will see an option of ISMT database somewhere created here. So it's created out here. And in this database, I'm going to create a table. So right click on this and create on a new query. And I'm going to create a table. Create table. User table. And I'm going to provide some fields. User ID, integer identity 1, 1. And this is a primary key. Username, varchar 100. And this is a unique field, and this cannot be a null value. So if I have to make a field unique and not null, so I can specify them as unique and not null. And this one also a primary key. This has to be a primary key. And let's say password. Password cannot be null, so not null. And role also cannot be null. Okay. So now you are able to create a table. Do you have a question on this, anyone here on this table? Okay, yeah, it wasn't saved. So do you have a question on this table? What is a primary key? Why did I define this as identity 1, comma 1? Okay, primary key was defined. Why did I define this as a primary key? Why this? What is the meaning of unique and what not null? What is the meaning of this 100? What is the meaning of the backtrack? Do you have a question, anyone out here? Anybody? Anyone? Rosen, you don't have a question? Anybody has a question here? Puja primary key 1, comma 1. Yes, yes, Puja, I'll get back to that. Lapshun has no question. Anybody? Okay, so yes, no question. So let me remind you, Puja, of what is this exactly. So primary means this has to be a unique key and this should not be a null value. Unique plus not null equals to a primary key. Okay. So there might be a question. I might ask. There might be a question. If I can define this as unique and not null, what am I? Why am I defining this as primary key? What is the basic reason behind I am defining this as a primary key? So why not? I could also define it as a unique and not null. This would act the same. But why am I defining this as a primary key? So these are almost the same. But why do you think am I defining this as a primary key? Do you have anybody do you have idea on this? Why am I exactly defining this as a primary key? Anybody do you have an answer to this question? Why am I defining that as a primary key? Yeah, user ID cannot be null and duplicated, absolutely, but I could have also even used unique and not null to avoid that. But why a primary key? Why do I have to use a primary key instead of not null and unique? Anyone? Okay, so let me tell you why am I defining this as a primary key. So see, primary key on the one hand, this means not null and unique. So that is one reason. Other reason is, so if you define key as a primary key, so this really helps in indexing. This helps in something called indexing. So do you understand what is the meaning of indexing? So let me explain you what is indexing. So actually these are the things that you will learn in more detail in the database classes. Puja, may it generates? No, Puja, it's not generating key itself. I'll just let you know about what is the meaning of where it is getting generated. So indexing means, let's say I go to a library, okay, and if I go to a library and I need a programming book, so where would you search for a programming book? You would go to a section where programming books are allocated, isn't it? Or you will go into the computer science section, right? Or will you go to a science fiction section to search for a programming book? Never. You will never do that, isn't it? So books are appropriately arranged. So you can tell books are indexed so that you may easily find your book. Did you get my point, everyone? Indexing means appropriate arrangement of something. So similarly, if you define this as a primary key, your data will be arranged in an appropriate fashion. Okay, in an appropriate fashion. So that whenever you try to retrieve the data, and if you have defined them as a primary key, so retrieval rate of the data becomes very fast. So primary key will help you to automatically index your data. If you do not put a primary key, your data may not be indexed and the retrieval time will be somewhat longer. Right? So that's why you might also need to use a primary key for the faster retrieval of the data. Right now we are only working with the one table with maybe around 100 to 200 sub records. But what if you have millions and billions of records? So retrieval will take a longer time, isn't it? So if you define this as a primary key, then the retrieval time will be, let's say, retrieval time will be reduced. It will be faster. So in order to make it faster, in order to make your table more indexed, you would need to have this defined as a primary key. So did you understand why did I define this as a primary key, everyone? Do you understand why did I define this as a primary key? If you understand, right yes. If you don't understand, right no. Lakshan, you got it? Anyone who has a difficulty in understanding why did I define this as a primary key? Nikita, yes. Pooja, yes. What about Niti? Where is Niti? So yes. Yeah, so thank you for your confirmation, everyone. I would like you to request everyone to participate in my class. Okay, I would like to request everyone to be more active. It's not be like I should be speaking and you should be listening, not like that. Be active, everyone. If you understand, yes. If you don't understand, say no. And I am really happy to repeat it for you. Yes, Pooja, I am coming back to you. 1 comma 1 means identity. Now let me explain you what is identity. What is the meaning of identity? Sorry, not this one. What is the meaning of identity? Identity means something that defines itself, isn't it? Identity means something that defines. Alright, so something that defines means now something that defines itself is identity. Something that defines itself is identity. So user ID is a key which should be identity. That means user ID should be automatically defined. So what is the meaning of automatically defined? That means you do not, user has no, nobody should be able to input this user ID. Nobody should input the ID. So ID should be automatically incremented every time a new user is created. And this is the meaning of this identity. And you might see a keyword here 1 comma 1, where 1 is the seed value and other is the incremental value. So seed value means what will be the starting value of this ID. So what will happen whenever I create a user from a scratch? So if I create a first user, the value would be 1. If I create a new user, the value would be 1 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 means a seed value, another one means an incremental value. So this is the meaning of identity 1 comma 1. So is that clear to you, Pooja, now? I hope you have already got it. Yes, good. So now once we created a table, now let us try to execute this table, and today I'll see you some magic here. Let me execute this. Oh, sorry, there is an error. So you can see the error. The definition for column row must include a data type, which I have not provided here. So let me provide it a data type. Varchar, let's say 20. Great. Now let me select all and let me execute this code. Now my table is created. My table is created. If you can see in my database, if I expand my database, if you just expand my table, you see my table is created. Now let us say I want to input some value under my table. So there are two ways that you can input a value in the table. And let us try to analyze both of this approach. Insert into user table. And values, let's say the values are, I do not have to provide user ID. Why? Because this is identity. It will take its ID itself. But I should provide username, password, and role. Let's say username is let's say Pooja. Password is Pooja@133. And role is, let's say, admin. Let me execute this. Got it? Okay, so one row affected. You can see one row affected. So you have to care for this, everyone. One row is very important whenever you start programming in the front end. So you might have to care for this one. So this will be very useful in making sure that your values have been inserted in a database. We'll take this value in the runtime to check whether my values have been stored or not. So be careful with this one, everyone. One row affected. Very important things to remember here. One row affected means you have been able to save the value. So did you understand this query? Insert into user table values, everyone. So you'll have to understand this. Insert into table name and the values and the parameter to the your SQL fields. For example, username is Pooja, password is Pooja@123, and the role is admin. So it has to be exactly in the same format as you have defined your fields in the database. So am I clear to you, everyone? Are you clear with this? Pooja, yes. Rest of you, can you please confirm me? Rosen, yes. Suyes, yes. Pratik, Nikita, everybody, yes. So now let's proceed further. Now this is one of the many ways. Now let me try to execute this query again. What would happen if I try to execute this query again? Will this run? What do you think? Will this run? Or will I get an error? What do you think? Will this run? Or this will not run? Can you confirm whether this will run? So Music Nepal is telling no. So what do you think? It will return an error. Absolutely. So yes is correct. It will return an error. Option error. Absolutely. Absolutely, this is going to give you an error. Why? Because we already have created a user. Because user is a unique field. Password. Okay. User is a unique field. You cannot create a duplicate user. Let me try. You see, there is error. Validation of unique key constant. So you have a violation of unique key constraint. You key to whatever cannot insert duplicate key in the object you db underscore user table. Absolutely, this is not going to happen, right? But what if I make it, let's say, Niti, Niti at the rate 123, and let us. If I do this, one row affected. Absolutely. But what if I try to make this blank? Do you think will this be accepted? Do you think is it going to be accepted? A very quick response, everyone. Lapshan no, Suyas no, Rojan no, Music Nepal no, Pooja no. Yeah, absolutely. Why? Because we have a blank field here and we told it none of the fields should be blank. Even the password cannot be a null value, should not be a null value. So if I try to execute it, you will see violation of unique key constant, cannot insert duplicate key in object. Okay, because let me make Niti at the rate 123. Okay, so one null value has been accepted here. Passport webcam not null. Okay. So let us try to retrieve I think there is some problem out here because this has been accepted this value. So this actually this should not have happened. So let me just select. Even the null value has been accepted as something. The blank value has been accepted as something out here. Only the duplicate value has not been taken, but we'll have to avoid this, everyone. We need to avoid this, okay? And if you are not able to avoid this at this level, then we need to avoid this level in the programming part. While making programming, we'll make sure that none of the fields are blank and blankly taken by the system. So we'll try to avoid in the front end. Okay, so I'll just see what is the alternative solution for the in SQL Server, but when it comes to a front end, we can control this part. Just a second, one everyone, I have a call. Hazır. Hazır, hazır. Hazır, hazır. Hazır, hazır, hazır. Hazır, hazır. हजुर हजुर ए हुन्छ हुन्छ सर हुन्छ मेरो एउटा क्लास छ म एकैछिनमा हजुर पठाइदिन्छु ल ल सर हस् सर हस् हस् अनि त्यो डिजिटाइजेसनको काम भइरहेछ है सर डिजिटाइजेसनमा म गरिरहेको छु मैले त्यसको त्यो मैले धेरै त्यसमा अलिअलि मैले मिलाइसकेको छु अब सब काम मिलाउनु पर्ने छ हजुर म थर्सडेसम्म हजुरलाई दिन्छु त्यो हुन्छ हुन्छ सर हुन्छ म हालिदिन्छु हजुर हजुर हुन्छ हुन्छ सर हुन्छ हजुर हजुर वेबमा पनि गर्न मिल्छ त्यो 19मा जुनमा पनि हुन्छ सर म 12मा गर्दैछु तर लोवर लेभल अफ डट नेटमा ल हस् सर हस् हुन्छ ओके सर Jeez. Okay, so let me again. Yeah, not null is not working out here, so let me just we'll find out some alternative. So let me select star from the user table and got all this value. Now let us try to write the query in a different fashion. So there are different approaches to write the query, and one of another approach is insert into user table. And now you might be wondering why I put a double bracket here. So this first bracket is for the fields from the database. For example, this may be password, role, and username. Okay, so I want to specify in this order. I want to specify the username in this parameters to the database in this order, and the values, let's say, are uh, let's say one is Susant. No, password I need Susant. Susant at the rate 123. Role is, let's say, user, and username is, let's say, Susant. Okay. So you can also write the SQL in this way, and this is a very common approach of writing the SQL, and this is one of the approach that we'll be using throughout our whole session. So insert into user table all the fields and the values, are provided as per your the order of the order of the fields that you have provided out here. For example, I can change the order. I don't want to follow the order that has been defined in my database. Rather than that, what I want to do is I want to define my own order for the insert operation. So what I can do, I can alter the order. For example, I may want the password in the first and the username in the last and the role in the second. So according to this field, I can just supply the value. For example, the first is the password, so I can provide the password here. Second, the role, then I can provide the role here. If it is a username, then I can provide the username here. And if you are not going to use this field, then this is automatically going to take it from the order that you have defined in the database. So let me execute this, and let me select all the users. So this is exactly in the format as we want it. Let's say the first is a username, the second is a password, and third is a role. So do you understand this, everyone? So do you have a question here? Do you have a question here, everyone? Anyone? If you have any question related with this, please let me know in the chat box. If you have any question here, then please let me know in the chat box. Anyone a question here? Please let me know. Yeah, so I'm coming back to that option. That's how to edit the insert values if the values are mistakes. So I'm coming back to that now. Besides that, do you have any question, anyone? Do you have any question other than this? Only Lakshan has a question how to make an edit operation. So I guess if you are not putting down the question, then I should understand that you have no question. You have understood. So if you have understood, write yes. If you have not understood, write no. Susant, yes. So yes. So I believe that you understood this part, and let me continue further. Let me come back to the Luption question. Okay, Luption, I'm coming back to you now. So this is for the insert operation. Now let us say that we make a mistake in a value. Now how to make an edit operation? So for that we have a query called update. We have update query. And how update query works is let's say we have a update table name and set value equals to new value. And there is a condition where some conditions. So this is one of the syntax of the update query. So let me show you the update query here. So how to write update query. So update query will be written update user table, set username equals to, let's say I want to update this user whose ID is 5. I want to update the user whose ID is 5. Okay, I want to update the user whose ID is 5. So I'm going to set the username from Niti@123 to Niti. Or let's say Niti is already there. So let me say user Niti@1234. And I want to edit the password. Password is the 5 and role is, let's say, user. But if I leave it as it is, there will be a problem, everyone. Let me just listen to. If I do leave it as it is, so your system is not going to understand which field you want to update. What I have done is update user table. So this is going to update the user table where username is going to be set as Niti@1234. Password is being set as Niti@12345 and role is equal to user. But which field? Which field should be updated? So this is specified by using a condition. The condition is where the user ID should be 5. User ID should be 5. So if I specify this one where user ID equals to 5, then only with the user ID 5 will get updated. But if I don't do this, everything will get updated. Everything, all the users will have the same name like this, and password is like this, role is like this. So let's say, so there might be error because you cannot have a duplicate user at all. But if you do not have not null and a unique field, then everything is going to be updated. So let's say now where user ID equals to 5 is only those ID whose ID is 5 is going to be updated. So let me update this, let me execute this, and you can see one row is affected. Now let me see whether this has been selected or not. So let me just to select start from user table. Let me select this, and you can see Niti has been updated to Niti@1234, Niti@12345, and the user role has been updated to user. So did you understand this update query, everyone? Do you have a question on the update query? So yeah, there is one question, why user ID is not appearing serially? So we are not interested in this user ID because once we even try to execute a query, our value is just defined and then that value is skipped. The value gets skipped. So we really do not matter whether this comes serially or this does not come serially. For example, even if you get an error, a value will be updated, ID will be generated, but though no value will be supplied to that ID. Okay, so does that make sense, Sushant? Whenever you get an error in making an update of insert operation, ID will be generated, but the no fields will get inserted. So ID will remain as it is, and whenever you try to create a next successful field, the ID will be our next ID. So do you have a question, anyone out here on update query? Alapshin, did I answer your question? Yes. So anybody, do you have a question out here? Anyone, do you have a question here? Anyone? If you have a question, just write down in the chat box. If you have understood, just confirm me writing yes. If not, then write no. Sushant, yes. Small buddy, yes. Suyes, yes. Rest of you, Pratik, yes. Please confirm whether you have understood or not. So I got only 4 confirmations. Rest of you, not understood. Rosen, yes. So be active, everyone. Abhishek, yes. Okay, now let's proceed further then, if you have understood this part. Now let's go to our delete part, how to make a delete operation. Sometimes there may be the case that you want to make a delete operation here. So let me just try and write what is delete. So for delete also, the command is very simple. So delete query has a syntax, delete from user table, or let's say from table name with some condition, where some conditions. with some conditions. So this is delete. And let us say that I want to delete some user for user with ID 5 I want to delete. So let's say I just can do delete from user table where user ID is equal to 5. So delete, if I do delete from user table, then everything will get deleted. Okay, if I do delete from user table, so everything will get deleted. So be very careful in writing the delete query. But if I specify where user ID equals to 5, then only the user whose ID is 5 will get deleted. But if I just do delete from user table, then everything is going to be deleted, and this is going to create a havoc, a massive destruction, everyone. So you have to be very careful in writing the delete query. So we have to write a query in a way like delete from user table where user ID equals to 5. So let me select this and let me execute this, and let me see there is one row affected, and let us say whether this has been deleted or not. Yeah, user with ID 5 is deleted. Alright everyone, so does it make sense? Did you understand this part of delete? So if you understood delete part, right yes. If you don't understand, right no. Om yes. Pratik yes. Music Nepal Puja yes. Okay, so you understood the delete part, right? Now let me go and teach you something more advanced here. So let us try to insert some more value. Let's say I'm going to pass version. Let us say that I have these two fields here. One row affected, one row affected. Now let me select everything. So we have 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let us say I want to count how many users are there in my table. So I can do that. So there is a SQL. So I have select count and start. I have select star and count. This is going to select the total number of users in my table. So let me execute this. So there are 5 users in my table. So there are 5 users in my table. Select count star from table gives me a total number of users in my table. So did you get this everyone? Select count star. So obviously undo option hunna delete bhaihale bhane. Okay. No, there is no undo option. There is no undo option for delete. Abhishek. Delete means gone, completely gone, because we are working in the back end. Okay, we are working in the back end. You do not have an option to make an undo operation. So now, so did you understand this one? Select count to start from user table. Only Music Nepal is giving me yes. Rest of you please confirm. Sushant yes. Vipasa, Nikita, yes, everybody yes. Okay, that's great everyone. That's great. Thank you for your confirmation. And let us say that now we have 5 users. We have 5 users, and let us say I want to delete everyone. Let me show you what I am trying to do. Delete from user table. Let's say what would happen if I do this one. If what would happen if I do delete from user table? As I told you, I think if you remember, something will happen. So can you guess what will happen if I do delete from user table? Can you imagine what would happen if I do delete from user table? Table will be deleted. It will delete the whole table. Everything will be clear. Abhishek is very clear. Everything will be clear. All files are deleted. Not all files are deleted. You cannot say the table is deleted, but you can see all the records in the table will be deleted. Okay. Everything inside the table will be deleted. So let's say, let me execute this, and you can say 5 row affected. That means 5 values have been deleted. So if I now select start from user table, what would happen is you will not get any value. Alright, you will not get any value. Now let me execute this code. If I execute this, now what do you think would be the ID of this Rosen and ID of this Sajan? Can you guess? Can you guess what would be the ID of this Rajan and Sajan? Rosen and Sajan? What do you think would be the ID of Rajan and Sajan? Rosen and Sajan? 7, 9, small birdie is absolutely correct. I don't know if it's 7 or 9, but whatever it will be, but it will be something more. It won't start with 1, right? It will not start with 1. So let me just check. ID is 9 and 10. 9 and 10. In between something has happened. Now let's say for instance, let us say for instance, I do not want the value to be repeated by 9 and 10. I deleted all the records from my table, and what I want is my value should start with a 1. Okay, my value, let's say, should start with 1. So let's see how you can do that now. So there is an option through which I can delete all the records from my table, and I can reset my ID. Okay, I can reset my ID. There might be the case, for example, in our inventory system, let's say at the end of the fiscal year, everything has to be cleared, and new item has to be a unique ID starting from a 0. Okay, so how will be that possible? So that's possible by using one more command, and that command is something called truncate. So let us insert some more value out here. So let me make it 1 and 1. So I have 9, 10, 11 and 12. Now let us use truncate. So truncate and delete are almost the same, but there is a slight difference. So command completed successfully, it won't show you the number of row affected because this is going to delete all the records. And if I select, you can see everything has been deleted. But the difference out here is, let us say again now, if I execute this, and if I do this, the ID is 1 and the ID is 2. So you can see the ID has been refreshed. The ID has been refreshed. So did you understand this truncate, everyone? Did you understand this truncate table, user table? If you have understood, write yes. If you have not understood, write no. Om Kumar, no. Sushant, yes. Abhishek, no. Paul, no. Pratik, Nikita, yes. Ravshin, yes. Pooja, no. Okay. So some no are there. So let me clear you this. So let me again get back to the work. Let me have some more value here. Let's say Rajan 1 and Sadhan 1. Execute. And let me select. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me just delete this truncate. So up to now, I have just, what is the value ID? 1, 2, and 3, 4. Let me delete the table. So how many row affected? 4. So what is the value now? Select, if I do. So I have user ID, nothing. I don't have any value now because I deleted everything. Isn't it? I deleted everything. So those who have said me no, are you clear till here? Music Nepal, Pooja, Abhishek, Om, are you clear till here? The delete one, I deleted everything. Are you clear with the delete operation? Yes. Yes. Now see what I am going to do again. I am going to insert this value again. So Pooja and those who have told me no, what do you think would be the ID again now? What would be the ID of this Rosen 1 and Sajan 1? What would be the ID of Rosen 1 and Sajan 1? Om, can you tell me what would be the ID of Radhan and Rosen and Sajun 1? 9, 10. Abhishek. So let me check. It's 5, 6, not 9, 10. Because 1, 2, 3, 4 was the previous ID and 5, 6 was the ID for this updated users. Okay. So it started with the value which was left for the last time. So do you understand this, everyone? Do you understand this? Yeah, not 1. Obviously, this is not 1. So do you understand this? Absolutely. Now let me say that I want the value not from this 5 and 6. I want the value from 1, 2 and 3, 4. Okay, I want the value from 1, 2 and 3, 4. So what I can do, instead of making a delete operation, I want to start a value with a 1. So I want to delete everything and I want to start a value from 1. So in this case, what I will do is I will be using a truncate query. So I can use truncate table, user table, and you can see now once I do that, command completed successfully. Do you have any record? You don't have any record. So are you clear with this now, truncate? So truncate and delete work exactly the same, but there is one slight difference. Now the difference is, let me insert again this value. Now what do you think would be the ID of Rosen 1 and Sajan 1? 1, 2, exactly, 1, 2. The value will be 1 and 2. So this is the main use of this a truncate query. So ID will be a 1, 2. This is going to reset the ID. Okay, this is going to start the ID by 1 and 2 again. All right, everyone. So now let's say now I want to make some more selections. I want to select a particular field. So how do I don't want to select this ID. I can just make select username, password and row. If I do that, only a specific column will be selected. Okay, from user table. Okay, so only this has been selected. So let me execute this again. Let me just make it. Select. So Rosen, Sazum, and then you have admin user, admin user. Now let me come back to one more last query, last query, everyone, which is more important. And then we can end up today's session. So are you clear till here, everyone? So if you are clear, please confirm that by writing yes. Yes, Pooja, Abhishek, yes, excellent, excellent, everyone. So if you have understood this, then let me go further and let me teach you some more magical trick. Some magical trick out here. Let us say I want to select all the user whose role is admin. Okay, I want to select only those user whose role is admin. I want to select only admin. Okay, so let us say how you do that. So I have select start from user table where role equals to admin. So this is going to select only those user whose role is admin. Let me select. You see only admin is selected. So did you get this query, everyone? Are you clear with this query? Yes. Yes, excellent. So now let me go for the last query for today, which is more interesting. Let's say now I want all the users whose name begin with R. Okay. I want the user whose name begin with R. So in this case, I'll be using a wildcard. You'll be learning wildcard more detail in database, but right now let me say you simply a wildcard, which we will be doing more details in the database section. So let's say I can just select start from user table where username like and there is something called percentage. Let's say I want those users whose name start with R. R percentage means user whose name begins with R. So let me select. Okay, so I just want to select the user whose name begins with R. So it's like username, like R and the percentage. Let's say I just want to, so are you clear with this everyone? I'm just using a like, inverted comma, R and the percentage. That means whatever the letter that will be defined before this percentage will be taken as a letter that has to begin with. Okay. So do you understand this? Yes. Great. Let's say I want to have the user whose name begins with RO. Actually, we already have a RO. So let me just make S. Okay. Now let's say I want the user who has a letter O in his name. Let's say I want a user who has a O in his name. So if I just specify anything between percentage and percentage, this is going to search for O in his name. So let me execute this. And you can see Rosen has O and Rajan has O. Alright everyone. So this is how you make some complex search operation. Okay, this is how you make a complex search operation. So did you get my point everyone? Are you clear with this stuffs? Okay, Rosen yes. So Lapson yes. Nikita yes. So many yes. So thank you for your confirmation everyone, and today I think I should stop here for today, and I'll come back to you tomorrow again. Yeah, you can do role like person anything anywhere, you can do it anywhere. Obviously you can do it anywhere. Okay, this will be applicable for anything. Am I clear to Abhishek? Okay, so this will be applicable for anywhere, you can try it on your own. So now I'm giving you one question. Okay, where can I find the first class of SQL? Actually this is just a, if I have a video, I can send you that video small. Okay. Please write your name, okay, instead of putting a different name. Okay, so first class of SQL was like say what is database management system or something like that, which I can provide you the video, or you can ask the section B student. They have already this video and all. If not, you can just personally just ping me my message and then I can get back to you. Ramesh, okay, Ramesh, so please you can just ping me in my private message and I can send you the video if I have. Okay. Till then, let me stop for today. And if you have any question, you can let me know in the chat box. Otherwise, you can keep on living for today. Will that work for you, everyone? But before that, just a second. Let's write down one question. You can take one question. So this is the question I would like you to do, everyone. A very simple question. You have to create a student table with fields like student name, address, contact, email, gender, program, batch, semester, and insert at least 10 values and perform edit and delete operations on them. So can you do this question, everyone? So if you can do, you can just let me know by writing yes. If you can't, then please let me know by writing no. Option yes, you can do it. Question is like this. This is the question, and if you can do the question, write yes. If you can't do it, write no. I'll send you in the chat box this one along with it, and I'll send you the link of the video in your uh, chat box again. Pooja will try music Nikita, yes. So many, you try better, you try better. In the meantime, if you have any confusion, doubt, questions, you can just let me know by writing my chat box. Okay. So I think it would be okay if we stop here today. Shall we stop here today, everyone? Okay. Pooja, yes. Okay. Rosen, yes. So we'll stop here today, and again tomorrow we'll continue. Tomorrow we are going to start with the start procedure. Okay, more interesting things to go. And maybe we'll have this whole week class. We'll be having this whole week class, and then we'll try to also work on project starting from a very basic, and we'll complete the whole. We'll try to make one whole complete software. Okay. So this might not take more than 10 to 15 days of time. So we'll try to finish the whole software part. So you have to also put the effort from your end, and I have to put the effort from my end. So you have to also try, everyone. Okay, see you tomorrow, everyone. So till then, you can keep on living now.